Isle of Dogs. Isle of Dogs, 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 I love dogs, I love dogs, I love dogs, I love dogs. See what you did there, Wes Anderson. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Isle of Dogs. So, Isle of Dogs stars Bryan Cranston, Bill Murray, Edward Norton, and Jeff Goldblum. What this film is basically about, it's about, when there's this thing that there's a flu with like dogs and stuff like that. It's like affecting people. So what they do is they bring all these dogs to Trash Island. And with a little boy named Atari comes onto Trash Island to look for his dog named Spots. Now, a band of other dogs are going to try and help this boy to find Spots. So, what did I think of Isle of Dogs? Now, going into this, I was very excited for it because I will admit I haven't seen all of Wes Anderson's movies, I will say that. But the movie that I have seen from him is, well, his last animated film, Fantastic Mr. Fox. And, well, no pun intended, that movie is fantastic. So, I was very excited going into this because he's doing another animated film. So, I was quite excited to see what he could do with Isle of Dogs. And I will say Isle of Dogs is a really great animated film. I quite enjoyed this movie a lot. It is really fantastic in my opinion. I really quite enjoyed this movie a lot, honestly. I really thought, Isle of Dogs was a nice adventure. Honestly, I really liked it a lot. It's a great movie in my opinion. So let's get into my positives with the film. And my positives are, first being the voice acting. I thought the voice acting was really good in this movie. I thought everyone did a pretty solid job in the film. Bryan Cranston was the best thing, honestly, about this entire movie. In terms of the voice acting, he was great. I loved him in this movie. I really enjoyed him in the film. He was really fantastic. I really enjoyed his character and stuff like that. Like, Bryan Cranston was really great in this movie. He did give a really fantastic performance, in my opinion. Edward Norton is great too. I quite liked him in this film as well. He was quite enjoyable as well. Bill Murray was great. But with Bill Murray and Jeff Goldblum, it's like these two were made to, it's like if these guys were dogs. You know what I mean? It's great. I love it, and Bill Murray is really fantastic in the film, and I really enjoyed him. Same goes with Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum as a dog is the greatest thing to ever happen to humanity, and now I want my own Jeff Goldblum dog, but he was great. I really enjoyed him in the film, and like I said, it's basically if Jeff Goldblum was a dog, and it's great, and I love it, and he was great in the film as well. Same goes with Greta Gerwig or Frances McDormand or Scarlett Johansson. They were all really good as well. I quite enjoyed them in the film as well. So yeah, the voice acting is really solid in the film. The animation is fantastic. I love the animation with the film. It is great. I really loved it a lot. It's very, it's stop motion animation, and it's great. I really loved it, and the animation was really beautiful with this movie, and I really liked it a lot, honestly. I think the animation is really fantastic, honestly, with Isle of Dogs, and I just love how it builds atmosphere as well. I just love the atmospheric element of this movie too, and it's really good. I really love how they build this world and stuff like that with with Japan and stuff like that. It's really fantastic, and I quite like that a lot too. So yeah, the animation is really fantastic with this film. I really like that this was kind of almost like a character study as well. While it is an adventure, and I did quite like that a lot too, it is actually a nice character study as well about all these dogs and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed that as well, and I thought Wes Anderson did a really solid job with that in the film. The music is really great too. I really do think the music adds a lot to the movie as well. I really love the score with this film. It has a really, really fantastic score in my opinion. I really liked how it was implemented into the film and really how it was used during the movie. And I thought they did a really solid job with that. The writing is really fantastic too. I think the writing is absolutely great with this movie. The directing is fantastic. I absolutely love the directing with this film. Wes Anderson really knows how to craft this movie, honestly. He does such a fantastic job directing the film. I love the shots. Just the way that he directs this movie is really fantastic in my opinion. And I just love his imagination with this movie and loved his vision, and it was great, and I thought he did an absolutely fantastic job with it. And I will say for the most part the pacing is really good with the movie. The movie's only an hour and 41 minutes I believe, and it actually moves at a pretty nice pace for the most part honestly, and I was quite invested for a good majority of the film. Now there are some negatives I do have with Isle of Dogs, and my negatives are, first being, while the storyline isn't bad or anything, I did think Greta Gerwig's character storyline was kind of underwhelming, and I didn't really think it was not nearly as investing as what, say, with the dogs or with the Japanese. I was not nearly invested into that storyline as I was with those two. And I just kind of was like, can you kind of come back to the dogs or the Japanese? It's kind of more interesting when you're with those guys. So, yeah, and it's not like I thought Greta Gerwig did a bad job or anything. I thought, her voice acting was really good in the movie, and I didn't mind her character. It's just the storyline that she was given wasn't necessarily the greatest, and I thought it was kind of the least interesting element of this movie, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I just thought her storyline was kind of not that interesting, and I definitely think it's the most least interesting aspect of this film. And lastly, I do think the movie moves at a slow pace at points. There are some points where I do think the movie kind of moves at a slow pace, to be honest. Like, I'm like, okay, you can kind of pick it up a little bit more here, but really that's only sometimes during the film. Besides that, I think, honestly, Isle of Dogs is a really fantastic film. And, Wes Anderson does another great job with an animated film, and I quite enjoyed this movie a lot. So it's time for my official grade on Isle of Dogs, and my official grade on Isle of Dogs is an A-. It's a really fantastic animated film. I would definitely recommend it, honestly. I quite enjoyed this movie a lot. It's really fantastic, it has some great voice acting, some great animation. It's really fantastic in my opinion, and I quite enjoyed Isle of Dogs a lot. So, definitely deserves an A-. So, if you have seen Isle of Dogs, what did you think of it? Leave it in the comment section below. And I'm FilmFan0599, and we will see you about later. Peace.